Welcome back to another episode of Dumb Stuff with Matt. That brake line was a little more drawn out than I cared for it to be, but it's done and my lovely assistant has already helped me bleed the brakes. Woo! So we have brakes now, officially. It's done. No more working on those. Well, here we go. Another night. What should we do tonight? Let's go ahead and hit that fuel pump block-off plate. It was dumping a ton of oil every time I try to start this thing up. So, I'm going to put you on the stand. It is just 2 half-inch bolts, or half-inch nuts, and the whole thing should come off. We'll clean it up good and try to reseal it. So, let me get you on the stand. Alright, where's my stool? There it is. Well, like I said, a couple half-inch nuts. This thing should just come right off. Try to get you guys in there the best I could. Not a whole lot of room with this little area of the shop. Oof. I don't like how that felt. Oh, hey. That helps. There we go. Get the other one. It's pretty much hand tight now. Okay, let's see what happens if we pop it off. Uh-oh. Come here, little fella. Well, it looks like it's in okay shape. Let's grab some carburetor cleaner. I'm going to clean up that little area where it sits, see if we can't get it to seal better. Take a little wire brush. Looks like there is still some gasket material on there, which would definitely be the reason it's not holding seal. So let me finagle with this for a few minutes. I'll bring you back in when it's important. There we go. Looks nice and clean now. Let's clean up the block-off plate and get that reinstalled. All right, it is now being reinstalled and tightened down. I put a fresh towel underneath it, so if it drips oil, I can see it. But figured we haven't started it up today. Let's hear that. Give her a little bit of the starty sauce. Did you guys see anything leaking over there? Yep, still leaking out of there. Okay. Plan B. Let me take it off again. Well, figured it out. You know what that means. Can't do anything with it till tomorrow now. Here's what we got. Look at this stud that I pulled out of there. The little shoulder is actually thicker than the little block-off plate. So essentially, it didn't matter how tight I got it. There was still a gap and still leaking oil. I was able to find a couple of nuts, or a couple of bolts. They are just a touch bit too long. As you can see by the oil down there, that she's still leaking. It's better, but not where it needs to be. So I'm running to town tomorrow, find a couple proper bolts, maybe some washers too, just to space it out and make myself feel better. Let's move on to the next thing. What a mess. Well, let's take a look at our list. Not making a lot of forward progress here. In fact, I seem to be adding things. So I got our fuel line done the rest of the way. Now the regulator is leaking. So that's nice. What else? Do we get anything else done on the list? Fuel pump block-off plate. I think we've got it sealed. We're going to find out here in just a second. So let's mark that off. I did top some coolant off. It does have a coolant leak, but, you know, we'll work with it. I'm going to put you guys on the stand here. Let's see if the added fuel will now allow this thing to start without starting fluid. All right, let's see what she does here. Go around. Key on, gauge cluster on, fuel pump on. Very nice. Very nice. It does appear we've got a little bit of an oil leak out of the rear main. We're going to go ahead and ignore that. Let me check my oil pump, our fuel pump lock-off plate. She is golden. All right. So, I think for driving purposes, I think we're going to focus on the throttle next, I think. That way I can operate it from inside the car. So, let me do some researching, and I will be right back with you. All right. Well, researching led me to have to order some parts. Isn't that just great? So, I got those parts on order. It's about 5:30 on the evening on Saturday, and we have plans with the neighbors this evening. So I think I'm going to call it while we're here. Obviously, we have a runner. We have a shifting, driving. Well, not driving yet, but it runs. Hell yeah. We have the first ever racing chickens. They've been just hanging out here at the garage with me all afternoon. Doesn't seem to bother them one bit. But anyway, I am ready for a cold bush latte. So I think that's going to finish this one out, guys. I appreciate you watching. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe-y doodob. Oh, I forgot to tell you. The fuel pump block-off plate, the one I had was for a small block Chevy and a different brand than this one. So I went and picked this up this morning, and it sealed up first try. Huh, imagine that. Right part always does it. So if you're following along and you're doing the same thing I'm doing, that's what you got to do. You need the one that's like almost a triangle-shaped one instead of that big square piece that I had. I'll be saving it for other dumb projects, I'm sure. But yeah, again, if you like what you see, do the likey, subscribey thing. Put some comments in there. I don't know. Doesn't matter to me what you put in there. Just whatever you want to put in there. So, we will see you guys on the next one. Have a good week. Peace.